Welcome to the AI for Technical Writers podcast. This is episode 94. I'm Fred.
And I'm Daphne. It's great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you. Today, we're diving into a tool that's getting some buzz, one that tries to tackle a real pain point for folks in our field.
That's right. We're looking at an AI image generator, but one with a specific promise. This topic was actually suggested by our producer, senior technical writer Kurt Robbins.
Right, thanks, Kurt. We're basing our discussion on his article, Tool Review, Ideogram, which he published back on September 24th, 2025.
And the core question here is, does Ideogram finally crack the code for technical writers, documentation specialists, IT pros, basically anyone who needs visuals with text?
Exactly. Can it help streamline workflows and, actually improve content quality in a practical way? Let's find out. Okay, so let's set the stage first. What was the big problem Ideogram is supposedly solving? We've had AI image tools for a while now.
We have, and they had, incredible creative potential. You could get amazing concepts, styles.
Yeah, beautiful stuff sometimes.
Yeah. But, and this was the killer for technical docs, they were just notorious for messing up text, like completely mambling it.
Oh, absolutely. You'd ask for a simple label, server A, and server A, or something with a weird melty letter.
Exactly. Gibberish, basically. Which made them, well, pretty much useless for anything where the text mattered.
Which in technical communication is almost always. If the label's wrong, the diagram isn't just imperfect, it's wrong. Actively misleading even.
Precisely. So you couldn't use that AI speed for diagrams, flowcharts, anything needing clear, accurate labels. You were stuck going back to, Visio, Illustrator, the manual tools.
Slower, but accurate.
Right. And that's the gap Ideogram stepped into. It specifically positioned itself to fix that problem, the text problem.
So its main selling point isn't just make pretty pictures, it's make pretty pictures with text that actually works.
That's the core value proposition. It's trying to overcome that specific limitation that held back tools like Midjourney or even Adobe Firefly, especially for labels or slightly longer text snippets.
Okay, so let's talk pros then. Assuming the text does work, what does that unlock for, say, a documentation specialist?
Well, the big one is speed for conceptual stuff. Suddenly you can generate diagrams, conceptual illustrations, even basic infographics with labels that are legible and make sense in context.
Right, the image itself starts carrying more of the explanatory weight, not just the caption underneath.
Exactly. Think about drafting visuals for, a new software feature flow instead of meticulously drawing boxes and typing labels in another program.
Which takes ages. You can just prompt Ideogram. Flat design diagram showing user login flow with steps for authentication and 2FA labeled clearly, and boom, you get a starting point in seconds.
That rapid iteration is huge. Getting a visual draft that quickly, even if it needs tweaks, that's a game changer for brainstorming or just getting something down.
And the article mentions that magic prompt feature. Let's touch on that.
Yeah, magic prompt. What's the deal there? Is it actually useful? It seems to be, especially if you're not a prompt engineering guru. You give it a simpler prompt, maybe just cloud deployment diagram.
Okay.
And magic prompt kind of fleshes it out. It adds detail about style, maybe suggests keywords, composition ideas, making the request much more sophisticated.
Ah, so it turns a basic idea into a more detailed brief for the AI.
Pretty much. It might turn cloud deployment diagram into something specifying, minimalist vector style, blue tones, clear labels for staging and production, that sort of thing.
Okay, I can see how that helps. It bridges the gap between a technical need and visual design language.
Yeah.
Helps non-designers get better results.
Right. It leads to more polished outputs more consistently. And that ties into another pro, stylistic versatility.
Meaning you can tell it how you want the image to look.
Yes. You're not stuck with one default AI look. You can prompt for photorealistic or maybe an architectural diagram style, simple icons, flat illustrations.
That's crucial for branding and style guides. We need visuals that fit, whether it's an internal wiki or a customer-facing manual.
Exactly. So that flexibility combined with the working text makes it a really powerful tool, especially for those initial visual drafts. The speed, the text, the style control. It's a strong combo.
Okay, lots of potential there. Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Kurt Robbins.
Hi, this is Kurt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Technical Writers podcast. All right, we've talked about the big win text that works and the speed benefits, but now we need to tackle the other side of the coin. What are the cons?
And this is a big one, especially for our audience. The major drawback, the primary limitation really, is the lack of fine-grained control. Precision is the issue.
Okay, unpack that. What does lack of control mean compared to, say, using Visio or Illustrator?
Well, in those traditional tools, you control everything. You click and drag an element to the exact pixel. You set the line weight precisely. You nudge a label exactly where you want it.
Total control.
Total control. With Ideogram, the output is, well, it's a finished image, a flat rasterized thing. You can't go back in and just, move that arrow slightly or resize just one box or edit the text after it's generated.
So if one little thing is off.
Your only option is to regenerate. Tweak the prompt, cross your fingers, and hope the next version is better.
That sounds potentially frustrating. The regeneration loop.
It can be, especially when you need something exact. Think about technical schematics, wiring diagrams, complex process flows where every connection, every label must be accurate.
Right. If an arrow points to the wrong input on a schematic.
It's not just imperfect. It could be dangerous or cause real problems. Ideogram is great at representative visuals, but it struggles with literal, unambiguous accuracy.
So trying to get it to draw a specific piece of hardware, like a particular server model with all its ports exactly right, probably not going to happen reliably.
Exactly. It'll give you something that looks like a server rack, but maybe not the exact Dell PowerEdge R760 you need to document with every detail correct.
Yeah.
Same for specific UI elements. It's conceptual, not literal.
Okay, so that rules it out for highly precise, must-be-perfect technical illustrations. What about the general look? The article mentioned an AI aesthetic.
Yeah, that's another point. While the images can be good, sometimes they have that slightly off computer-generated look. Little inconsistencies, maybe weird lighting, things that just don't feel quite right for highly polished professional enterprise docs.
But maybe not quite ready for the cover of the final user manual that goes to the customer.
Often no. It might need cleanup by a human illustrator, or it just might not meet those final quality assurance standards for consistency and simplicity that large companies often have.
Got it. So it's more of an assistant, a powerful drafting tool, but maybe not the final step for mission-critical or highly polished visuals.
That seems to be the consensus, yes. It's a fantastic helper, but not a replacement for a professional technical illustrator needing that pixel-perfect control.
All right, so summing this up, is Ideogram right for you, the listener? It sounds like it really depends.
It absolutely depends on your use case, your budget, your team's needs. Let's break it down for different types of users. How about large enterprise companies first?
Okay, big companies, where does it fit there?
Mostly for internal stuff, I think. Speeding up the creation of first drafts, concept visuals, placeholder graphics during development.
Right. And empowering SMEs, subject matter experts, right?
Yeah.
Like the engineer who needs a quick diagram for the internal knowledge base, but isn't a designer.
Exactly. That's a huge win. They can create something good enough and visually clear for internal wikis or team updates without needing to bog down the official illustration department.
But probably not replacing that department for the official, published, customer-facing manuals where precision and brand consistency are paramount.
Unlikely. The control limitations are probably too significant for that final output in most large enterprises.
Okay, what about the other end? Small companies, startups?
Now this is where Ideogram could really, as the article says, shine.
Why there specifically?
Because these teams often don't have a dedicated graphic designer or the budget for expensive software licenses like Illustrator or Visio.
Right, they're resource constrained.
Exactly. So Ideogram kind of democratizes visual creation. It lets a small team produce surprisingly professional-looking diagrams, blog headers, social media graphics, documentation visuals.
Without needing a design expert or a big budget. That closes a huge gap.
It really does. It allows them to punch above their weight visually, making their documentation and content look much more polished and credible. It's a massive value add for them.
I can definitely see that. Okay, one more group. Individual consultants or freelancers.
For them, it's potentially a force multiplier.
Meaning?
It lets one person do more, add more value. Instead of just delivering text and maybe some screenshots, a consultant using Ideogram can quickly create custom diagrams, flowcharts, concept illustrations tailored specifically to that client's project.
Ah, so it becomes a differentiator.
Yeah.
They can offer a more complete, visually rich deliverable.
Precisely. It makes their service offering stronger, potentially justifies higher rates, and lets them deliver a better end product without huge time investments or outsourcing costs. It enhances their value proposition significantly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the core takeaway seems to be,
Ideogram fixes the text problem, which is huge, but it introduces a control problem.
right,
So the decision for you, the listener, comes down to that trade-off. Are you prioritizing speed, cost-effectiveness, and rapid conceptualization? Or do you absolutely require fine-grained control, pixel-perfect precision, and adherence to strict visual standards?
if it's conceptual, internal, or your resource limited, Ideogram looks very promising.
Mm-hmm. But if it's a precise schematic, a critical safety diagram, or the final polished image for external publication, you probably still need traditional tools or a professional illustrator for that last mile. You need to weigh the cost of potential imperfection against the benefits of speed.
That's a really clear way to frame it. Where does speed win, and where does precision have to win? Thank you for listening to the AI for Technical Writers podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next week.